By a show of hands, how many of us have heard the phrase, your colleagues are not your friends? Thank you, thank you. Can you remember who said that to you? Was it your boss, a parent, a mentor, or even the internet? Well, I'm here to tell you something really bold. They lied. Not because they wanted to, but because sometimes well-meaning advice aren't well-meaning. They are fear dressed up as wisdom. I remember when I first heard this phrase, I took it close to heart. I showed up at work, did my job with excellence, got paid, and went home. Week after week, month after month, no chit-chat, no bonding, just work. Then I thought that was professional. It felt efficient. I was doing my job. And then I began to feel like I was robbing myself of something deeply human. Connection. Connection to the people behind the work and the why behind the people around me. I want to tell us what I found. Friendship is not about location. Friendship is about connection. It is not about where you are. It's about who you are. It's not about values. It's about values and alignment. The moment I realized this, I began to see differently at work. I began to notice people at work whose values aligned with mine. I began to notice people not just for what they did, but for who they were. I want to tell you about a few people I found. The first person was Oluchi. We started work the same year, but we never said more than hi, hello to each other. But when I discovered that phrase was holding me back, I started having conversations with Oluchi. We'll talk about our roles, we'll talk about the paycheck, then we started talking about our boyfriends and even chasers. And then we were earning really, really low. So once the paycheck comes, Oluchi and I would take ourselves out for lunch. And that became our thing. And from there, we have built a friendship of 23 years old. When Oluchi's daughter was turning 18, Oluchi was far away in Anambra State, Nigeria, while I was here in Abuja with her daughter. She called me, Faith, my daughter is turning 18, and I'm not here to help her cross the bridge. I smiled and said, second mommy to the rescued. I swung into action. Cakes, music, drinks, everything, the whole 9 yards. I did it for her. I celebrated her like she was mine. Took all the photos and videos and sent them to Oluchi. You see, it didn't matter where I met Oluchi. What mattered was who Oluchi is, how connected we felt, and how aligned our values were. Then comes Kun. In 2015, Kun was my boss. At first, it was about Faith. This task needs to be done. This deadline needs to be met. Task, deadline, result, outcome. That was all we had. And later, we started having conversations about life and what we wanted out of life. We found out that we both wanted the same thing. We wanted to be happy and to truly do the things that brought us joy. A decade down the line, Kun and I are very good friends. And then comes Innocent. When I started work, Innocent was our office assistant then. I was new to the city of Abuja. He helped me settle into the city and on the job. And as our friendship grew, I became like a mentor to Innocent. I started encouraging him to go back to school. Today, he holds a master's degree. He's married with children, and 24 years down the line, we are still friends. Not just us, but our families are very good friends. I didn't just find friendship at work, I also found love. I met my husband in between deadline and tax. And I've come to build a life with him. This year, we are celebrating 20 beautiful years together. Thank you. Thank you. Now, imagine if I had continued to believe that phrase, that your colleagues are not your friends. I could have missed out on all these beautiful friendships that have made my life fuller and richer. You see, when people tell you your colleagues are not your friends, what they are really saying is that there are places where friendship happens, and that the workplace is not one of them. But we know that friendship has no location. It has no address. It's not about GPS or zip codes. It's the meeting of the minds. It's when your values align with someone else. Friendship happens when something in you recognizes something familiar in someone else. It's the meeting of the mind. When this happens, friendship has happened. Another thing that this phrase pushes, another mindset it pushes, is that the people at work are not the kind of people you should be friends with. They say it in such a way as if there's something wrong with the people at work. But I know that there's nothing wrong with the people at work. Because the people we meet at work are not different from the people we meet in the churches, in the mosques, in parties, and even bars. Just like we have very good people at work and very difficult people at work, we have them everywhere, including our families. And so it's not about the people. It's about what connects you together. And so, this mindset also pushes another ideology I want to talk about. It pushes the idea that friendship and work are mutually exclusive, that humanity and work should not come together. They should exist in separate compartments. We cannot continue to tell people to come to work and leave their humanity at the door when they clock in. They are humans, and humans are relational beings. So we think that when we become friends with people, we'll not perform well. We think that friendship will take away from our leadership. We think that care is the enemy of competence, but it's not. Friendship and work go hand to hand. McKinsey did a study that showed that people who feel connected at work are more able to do meaningful work that is life-changing. So why does this phrase, this mindset persist? I'll tell you. Because friendship requires vulnerability. And vulnerability is something that makes people uncomfortable, especially at work. We become afraid that when we become friends with people, we'll not be the people that we want to be. And that is why some of us have lost out on some of the best of friendship, because we have believed this phrase. We have believed this mindset that our colleagues are not our friends. Like I said before, friendship is not about location. It's not about where, it's about who. And so, I want to encourage us that the next time you find yourself at work, look beyond the work. See the people. See what is behind the people behind the work. And when we begin to see people, we begin to feel connected. We are able to do meaningful work. So the next time someone says to you, your colleagues are not your friends, I want you to smile boldly and rise. Say to the person, actually, they might be, because it's not the place, it's the people. Thank you.